If I ask you to stand straight and open your chest like this, or ask you to go to bed and lay flat on your bed and open like this, are you comfortable? Or do you need another position to make yourself feel comfortable up here? Something could be telling you to lay flat on your back and align yourself, but psychologically, you can't. Because the body always seeks comfort. This is why we can't lay flat like this. You can't put your legs straight. You need to cross them over. You need to lean on one leg when you're connecting with someone. You may lean on one leg, you may lean at the bar. We develop patterns because we need comfort. It's just the standard path of least resistance, which is physical and mental. Fascia resides outside of yourself. And when you look at cells, some of them move fast, some of them move slow, some of them mate. So we don't live in these cells. We live in this fascia. The experience we're getting through the five senses and everywhere, the gut feeling, the euphoric feeling, the stress feeling, is through this fascia. And can you see the movement dictates? That's why I'm moving my hands like this. Why am I doing this? As a manual therapist, sometimes I'll press really hard on someone's tibial band or somewhere. If they get pain, they do this. Why did this happen? Motor units, they create force. And the more it's an electrical wire basically that connects to your muscle, and it connects more and more wires, and you'll be able to send more electric to the muscle, and it makes you grow force. Some people are really strong with one side, but the other side is bigger. Bear this in mind. Why? Is it more motor units? The research has shown that fascia has 6 times more nerves than your muscle. And they've also now understood through research in the lab by pioneers like Schleip, that fascia is your biggest sensory organ. It works synergistically with the cells, and we are controlling it. It is like the willpower, you can call it. So when you're laying flat and you know you need to be comfortable, you need to be straight, you're using your willpower to do that. And the willpower has to fight against a buildup of fascia. So now I'll explain the physiological part. Every fiber, muscle fiber, it extends like an aerial, like a radio aerial. It's a fiber inside a fiber, inside a fiber, and it extends. Loads of fibers are extending as I'm moving my hand back here. Now, around each of these fibers is a fascicle, basically like a sausage of fascia around each, that allows it to slide, allows them to slide and extend telescopically. There is a rebounce, we could call it elastic fascia, which has got different components. Elastin, fibronectin, it's made of different things. So this gives the bounce. So it's lubricated, it's providing structure, it's recoiling, it's providing elasticity, among other things, as well having 6 times more nerves than the muscle, as well as being your biggest sensory organ, as well as causing, as it's transferring signals, it's making me move at the same time. So the force is the motor units, but the sensory movement of where things need to go is fascial units. So they work together. Electric is being sent, which is why sometimes people can have loads of sensory units, lots of electric being sent on a very strong force, but you've got more muscle force on the other side, which is untrained of the fascia. The body's constantly regenerating. Cells are regenerating. your bones are regenerating, cartilage may be regenerating, but fascia only regenerates when it breaks. Things regenerate because they break. The skin sheds, but the fascia only regenerates and only breaks, causing the regeneration, when you move. So when I'm moving here, I'm breaking fascia. When I'm breaking it, new hydrated, lubricated fascia comes in and allows the extension. But if I don't move here, it's just going to collect and collect and collect and collect to the point where it's saturated, dry, not getting new signal. It's amounted so much and just stayed stagnant, it becomes dry around all the muscle fibers and they can't extend. They have no bounce. And with that, you lose range of motion. There's nerves in there, tendons in there, ligaments in there. And it can then stop the range of motion. So the space in the joint capsule may be getting smaller. And then you come up with all these things. Impinged nerves, tendonitis, trapped nerves. I could go on. No, you've got a lack of fibronectin and a lack of elastin just around the joint capsule, which then extends into the bicep, causing limited range of motion. I could go on and on. Why don't we go deeper? And as you can see, what's caused that problem? Closing, not opening. People feel confident and they're like this. You lack confidence, they're like this. They're seeking comfort. You're nervous. You've seen people like this moving their leg. Emotion is dictating a movement pattern that becomes your comfort zone for another movement pattern and another one. And when we can't relax, breathe, we haven't got that willpower of freedom in this fascia. So I can sound really clever by talking about all these things, but fascia being the biggest sensory organ, me telling you and naming loads of things is bringing you outside of the main communication, which is feeling, and the main behind that psychological communication, which is opening and being free. Open yourself. That is the most powerful advice I can really give.